Hello, today we will be discussing what lasting effects fire may have on the Sequoia sempervirens, or the coast redwood. Now, what parts of the tree were being investigated in this experiment? We have the xylem, which in simplest terms is what gets water throughout the tree, and we have the vascular cambium, which is found only in woody plants and is known to be the part of the tree responsible for cellular division and making new xylem and phloem cells. While the xylem and vascular cambium have been studied separately before, the goal of this paper was to examine them both in the post-fire recovery to the coast redwood forests. To perform the experiment, branches of redwoods were taken and placed in drying ovens as if to simulate forest fires, and they used flow meters to measure the water conduction in the branches after treatment. Water conduction is essential to plant survival, and without a functional xylem, the plant would die. Figure 5 here shows the percent loss of conductivity compared to water potential at 4 different experimental trials. Black lines and dots are the control data, and gray is the experimental. Based on the p-values comparing control data to experimental, none of the data were statistically significant, but we can measure some trends. In figure 5c, we can clearly see that the experimental stems, when heated to 100 degrees Celsius for 6 minutes, had higher percent loss of conductivity than the control, meaning that the xylem and vascular cambium had sustained some damage due to the heat. Having lower conductivity levels can cause stomatal closure and water stress in the trees. Usually, when stomata are open, they allow for transpiration to conduct water up to the canopy. Looking at vascular cambium viability, neutral red staining was used to observe activity. A healthy plant cell has a large vacuole that would stain a deep red, but in the case of figure 8e, we can see how no staining was observed, and meaning that these cells had died. The vascular cambium was found to be more sensitive to the higher temperatures than the xylem. Now, why does any of this matter? The methods from this experiment are useful for tracking forest recovery, and large-scale data from future experiments on other native Californian species can prove useful for prescribed burn conditions and forest restoration efforts. Thank you.